Welcome to the first day of December 2021. Welcome to the Day Weather Podcast. December, question mark, is it really December? I think the photo on the right here is what it should look like, but we're looking at 60s and 70s today. There will be record high temperatures in parts of Wyoming, especially northern Wyoming, southern Montana, some 60s and lower 70s coming. Chinook winds coming downhill off the mountains. It is going to be windy, but that wind makes it warm as you get that Chinook effect. Now, we are going to cool off a little bit. This won't be dramatic, but a rather gradual trend towards cooler air coming in will start Friday into Saturday and Sunday, especially for areas east of the Divide and up into the northern areas. Now, the first push of winter weather is coming late Monday and the Tuesday. Confidence is high. That change is coming. It's just going to be a matter of how much of a change, how cold, and how much snow will come with that system. It certainly looks like the high country is going to get some snow, maybe not a lot for the plains, but at least we're starting to see things change. And there's another storm system behind that one that's going to likely arrive late next week. So there's actually two storm systems next week coming our way. In the meantime, today through Friday and into the weekend, there's just not much going on. But beginning next week and thereafter, the pattern in the western United States is going to be getting a lot more active, which is great news for the snowpack, great news for you skiers, and you folks who have been waiting patiently for the snow. Well, we've got some great pictures continuing to roll in. These high-level clouds that we get in this type of pattern has just led to some beautiful shots. Here's one from Sue and Laramie. Notice in the upper right-hand corner there is the crescent moon. Just a beautiful shot. Then here from Jack in Thermopolis. Wow, just spectacular views that we get. Yeah, it's a mild winter and fall so far, but we've had some really, really great photos with these high and mid-level clouds and all these lenticular clouds, and expect more of that here over the next few days. Here's the satellite photo for today. Interesting when you look at some of the structure and the things that are going on here. Here are these really strong jet stream winds going across the Pacific, and we got a lot of high and mid-level clouds lined up with it. And then you can see these high clouds, basically wave clouds forming off the divide, east of the divide, and that trend is going to continue. But all right here, there's just absolutely nothing going on, nothing but high pressure. Now, yesterday we talked about that forming typhoon. There it is. It continues to grow out in the western Pacific. It's going to become a typhoon later today, and then by Saturday morning, get that jaunt up north into the central and northern areas of the Pacific, and that's when the jet stream is going to begin to buckle. But right now, you can see the straight line winds coming off the Pacific, keeping our very mild air continuing to move into the western United States. And you can see all the blue and the gray up here. It is really, really cold up there, folks. It's just as warm relative to normal as it is here. The opposite relative to normal is happening up there. So it's knocking on the door, but it just can't get through. And what I'm showing you here is a graphic that really shows what's going on. This is actually a temperature forecast for noon tomorrow relative to average. Look at the lower 48 states. Almost all of the U.S., Mexico, and parts of far southern Canada are in orange and red there. And the warmest of warm relative to normals is right here in the western high plains and the Rockies. Now, if you go north of the black line that I've drawn there, there's a big delineation between Arctic air and the very warm air here. But the straight line jet stream winds are bottling up the Arctic air, and literally this black line is just like a barrier. It's acting as a barrier, not allowing that cold air south, locking it up north. Those poor folks in Alaska, yeah, they're used to cold in Alaska. Yeah, we can talk about that. But even by their standards, those are temperatures that are 20 to 30 degrees below normal. And on December 1st or 2nd, if you're 30 degrees below normal in Alaska, you're really cold. But that cold air can't get here. It's being blocked by this very strong west-to-east jet stream pattern. And that's phase 1 of La Nina. What we're looking at beginning to develop is phase 2 beginning next week. And it starts with some colder weather on Sunday. Now notice high pressure beginning to build in the eastern Pacific. Notice the winds aloft now are coming more from the northwest. And we're starting to see also some of that colder air from Canada leak in. And I think leaking in is a good way to describe it. Not necessarily blasting in, but kind of leaking in. So we're going to see temperatures beginning Friday and more so over the weekend, especially by Sunday into Monday, getting colder. Now, this will be especially true along and east of the divide. For you folks on the western slope, not much of a cool down. But as we go forward, by Monday night and Tuesday, notice the trough gets backed in to the northeast part of the Great Basin. The high pressure ridge gets better established here, and we're getting more waves now, getting more wavy. And what that will do is that will send a pretty strong cold front through Monday night and Tuesday. This will be a good snow producer in the mountains. Good news for the snowpacking skiers and snowmobilers. Yes, we're going to get some mountain snow. This is the next system coming in behind it Thursday night and Friday. So you can see more waves in the flow now, and that colder air has better access to come south out of Canada into the western United States. And that goes into the phase 2, where we get to more waviness. This is the precipitation forecast through Saturday morning. Pretty bleak, right? Really nothing at all going on. It continues to be wet up in British Columbia, up into Washington State. But boy, the entire western United States, very, very scant in terms of any precipitation between now and Saturday. However, look what happens when we go out to next Friday. The expansion of precipitation, look at that. It really expands south and east, so things are going to happen. We are going to finally get some weather. And notice the mountain areas of the west, Montana, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, even into Arizona. You're going to start to see winter weather finally come back in. And this is what the snowfall looks like by next Friday. So things are going to start to change, but there's just more waiting, more and more waiting. Really, it's another 5 days of waiting, although you will notice in some areas Sunday and into Monday getting a little bit colder. Have yourself a great first day of December. Enjoy these warm temperatures. We'll see you tomorrow.